Hey everybody, it's time for another game pickup video, and as you can see, it is all about the Xbox 360 again. Got a got a nice deck of games over here. Nothing too wild though, but at least one that was a surprise for me, and yeah, got a few nice ones and not too expensive games as well. Maybe the last one, but I had a good deal for that one, I think. But yeah, let's just get started because you know we need to talk about some games. And the first game is Diablo 3 for the Xbox 360. And I know, not a ton of people like Diablo 3. I'm here to say that I love Diablo 3. I love it. I played so much Diablo 3. I played it on the PC, played it on PlayStation 4, played it on the Switch, played it on the Xbox. I might have played it on the Xbox One as well. If I could, I would play it on the 3DS, on the Atari 2600. I would play it on every console available because I like Diablo 3. Listen, this is a very good hack and slash game. It might not be as grim, it might not be as dark and hellish as the first two, but I like the vibrant colors. I just like colors. Listen, I like colors. That is a dude saying with a black t-shirt on, but I do, and that's the thing that stands out to me with Diablo 3 is just the visual art style. I like the texture painted textures, that look on those textures. I love how that looks. I just like the enemy designs as well, but I do also like how gory it can get because there's quite a contrast between like how vibrant it looks, but also some parts are just a little bit grim. But the other thing that I just like with Diablo 3 is that it is not too difficult. You can set it like super difficult, but you could just pop it like on easy, but and still have like a good time. It's just one of the games like turn off your brain, sit on the couch and just chill out, man. I just like it. And the thing though is like if you're looking for a challenge, like this game could be challenging as well, but yeah, probably Diablo 2 was super difficult. And maybe there's some more challenge in there, and it might look a little bit grim. And listen, I think I prefer Diablo 3. But you know, the best one is the first one, of course. That one is just a masterclass. I really enjoyed Diablo 1. This one, though, maybe not the best version to get. The reason is because there's also a more expensive one. That is the Ultimate Edition with Reaper of Souls that has like a very good campaign, or that is a very good campaign. Highly recommend checking that one out. I just wanted to pick this one up because I didn't have it, and it's also very quite cheap, around like €5. And the Reaper of Souls Ultimate Edition one is probably around like 8 or 10. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, I recommend it. If you have never played Diablo 3, you know, the 360 version, probably the cheapest one. Yeah, on PlayStation 4 it's also rather cheap. Hey, the 360 version is quite acceptable, I guess. If you can, maybe PlayStation 4, get that one, or on the PC. But you know, the PlayStation 4 version, very good. The Switch version is also quite good. Speaking of quite good, I don't know yet. It is Lost, the video game. Since a couple months or so, I've been thinking like, do I need to rewatch Lost again? This one is complete in bugs. Diablo 3 as well, by the way. This case is a little bit dirty though. You could see it there on the cam. It's like black stuff. I don't know what happened with this one. But yeah, I've been thinking like, do I need to rewatch Lost again, or just the first couple of seasons? And yeah, kind of curious, like if I should do that. Not sure, but yeah, they started making. I started thinking about Lost, and I was thinking, all right, I should probably pick up the game as well, just to see what the deal is. And I know it was not well received, like rather negative, and it's not like a very good game. And yeah, I just want to know. I just want to play it. My first impression, though, is that it's a weird game, and I don't know what type of game it is. What I can tell you, though, is that you play it from the perspective of a character that is not in the TV show, but you do see like the cast from the TV show, those characters. So you kind of get some glimpses of the story from a different perspective, which could be interesting, but I don't know like how far that goes. There are some odd mini games in there as well, where you do or where you go back into like a flashback, the moment where the plane is crashing. I know, spoilers. The plane crashes, and then you do have to do something like tell what is correct or something that is wrong within that scene. I didn't quite get it. So that's kind of odd, and that happens quite early in the beginning of a game, and that also stood out to me. Like, oh, so I just started playing this game, and now you're already like introducing like some sort of flashback mini type of deal. Just let me get used to the game. But you do have like the characters from the TV show, and you kind of need to help them out, like find items. So I just don't know what the game is trying to do, and maybe playing. I just need to play more, and I'm quite curious. Like, is it like just a decent game, or what's the added? I almost want to say value proposition. That's not what I'm searching for. Like, you do have the TV show in this game. Like, what am I gonna get from this playing this game if I have seen the TV show? I kind of want to know. Maybe nothing, and that's why it's maybe not that good. I'm just gonna check. Another game that I picked up. I might have. I was very quick on that one. I might have already talked about this one and showed it that I picked it up. But I can't remember. The thing is, The Evil Within has been on my mind so much lately. Because I've been searching for some horror titles on the 360 and also on the PlayStation 4. And it's also available on the PlayStation 4. But yeah, I just wanted to pick this one up because it's quite cheap. Around like 5 or 6 or so. And it's a very, nice survival horror game. I think it got decent reviews, not like glowing reviews, but my impression from The Evil Within. It is a rather linear survival horror game. It is not really the same as The Evil Within 2, which is a little bit more open world ended. Not open world, but just like you do have a little bit more of options where to go to. And I really liked Evil Within 2, played around like 40 hours of that one, but due to reasons never finished it. And that's why I actually wanted to play the Evil Within so that I could maybe pick up Evil Within 2 again. But yeah, this one is a little bit more linear, also not that long as like 40 hours. I think it's rather short, like around 8 or 10ish, not quite sure. But yeah, the thing that stood out to me with this game is the graphics. I think it still looks rather decent with the as a 360 version. It doesn't run that smooth, but it felt good. And I do. Like I said, I do want to see more of it. I think it's especially for that price, a survival horror game that's definitely recommended. There are worse survival horror games on the 360, so yeah, I'm glad it's now part of the collection. Another game that I picked up is it's another fighting game. For a while now, I think a couple months already. I've been searching for some fighting games to play because I'm terrible at them, and just kind of trying to do some heavy research to see which fighting game kind of clicks with me. So I picked this one up, and mostly because, it kind of looks similar to Street Fighter 4. It is Street Fighter X Tekken. And yeah, what already stands out to me is like the cover art. I like the look of that. Nice colors. I like colors. I do. I really like colors. It's complete inbox. That's what I like to see. But yeah, Street Fighter X Tekken. Just wanted to pick it up. It's around like 8, but I could see it go up in price because, you know, those collections are coming out with the Street Fighter and the Marvel, and this one was never ported to like the next gen or later gen consoles like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. You do have like a PC release, so this one feels kind of stuck in this generation, and I think the chances are very low that it will appear again. But never say never. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they did it. I'm not a fighting game expert, but you know, that seemed like very hype news. I'm very happy for the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fans and players. Maybe someday I will play it as well. But yeah, this one, I like the art style because it's very similar to the Street Fighter 4. And what I also like is I'm more familiar with the Street Fighter characters than the Tekken characters. I did play Tekken 3 a ton on the PlayStation 1 in the past because yeah, I did want to see like all those cool CGI cutscenes. But yeah, not too familiar with the Tekken characters, and I was thinking, maybe by playing this one, this kind of introduces me to that roster, and maybe that will help me out later when I pick and try some Tekken games, because those were recommended by me as well in the chat. So yeah, I felt like, let's just check this one out. I think this one was not that well received because it's somewhat unbalanced due to like a gem system type of deal where you can like pick a couple of gems and those will boost or give you something. Listen, I'm not looking for a competitive fighting game, so when I heard something about the gem system, I was thinking, that sounds like a fun thing to experiment with. Yeah, but yeah, Street Fighter X Tekken. Very happy with it. Another game that I picked up is TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is official game of the movie. This is sticky. Well, this one, well, after that I can't say it's like in a clean state, but it's complete though, and you know, I need to clean this. Do need to do a better job. This one, you know, I like the Ninja Turtles, and I just wanted to add like this one to the collection as well. But yeah, first impression, very good. Like the graphics are a little bit bland, but I will talk about that in a second. Just the movement, like platforming, it felt very fluid and responsive. Like you do have like double jumps, and they are teaching you to like wall run and jump from one wall to another, and then you do have like the wall jump as well to get like higher. It just felt very nice until the moment when the fighting kind of happened, and the fighting was somewhat stiff. It didn't feel that fluid and responsive, and especially after like feeling that responsiveness with the platforming, it was kind of like a quick, it kind of pulled me out like, oh, what is happening here? Just kind of curious like how that progresses like later on, if that improves when you're fighting with multiple different type of enemies, or maybe you do get like different moves, but it didn't feel that exciting to fight, and I think fighting will play a big part in this game, so yeah, I hope it kind of improves like later on. What did improve though to some extent is the graphical style. The first stage is like rather bland, it's just a jungle, but not very vibrant, not a ton of colors. It's just a little bit like desaturated, not nice looking, not like bad, but it kind of stood out with, because yeah, Turtles, you know, to me Turtles is like those weird colors like mixed together, like super vibrant. So yeah, the first impression on the graphical side is not that great. It did render well, but the second stage though looked quite different from the first stage. Maybe that has to do with it playing in a different environment, like a city. But also, it was more like black and white-ish, and you know, just like having a single color there, like red. Maybe some other colors as well, but it just stood out to me. It seemed a little bit cooler, but then you fight again and it's like, maybe not the best. So yeah, curious as well, positive, but kind of need to see like where it goes. But again, it was €5, so yeah, happy that it's now part of the collection. And the final game is, I think I said in the intro, somewhat of a surprise because for a couple of reasons. I wasn't really expecting to find this game that soon because I don't see it that often, but also, yeah, maybe I'm just looking that much for a deal for this one that I just ignore it when I see it for a high price. But also the surprise is just like, kind of like how it started out and quite good even. And I was thinking, oh, the reviews aren't that great for this one. I have not looked it up. But it's Dead to Rights Retribution. I knew I was going to mess that up. Retribution. Yeah, still not good. You're just going to have to... That is what you're going to get. Dead to Rights 2. Yeah, the thing is though, like, I never hear anyone talk about this game. And yeah, it's somewhat similar to like a Max Payne deal or Stranglehold. And if you don't know those games, it's third person shooty thing. There you go. And you do have a dog. But yeah, when people talk about like Dead to Rights, it's mostly like the first game, which was released on the Xbox, PlayStation 2 and the GameCube. I do have like the GameCube version. And Dead to Rights is often compared to Max Payne because of the bullet time and just like the way it plays. But yeah, never this one is mentioned. Like when that conversation is happening, it's Max Payne or Stranglehold. Apologies, John Woo's Stranglehold. But yeah, Dead to Rights, don't hear that often. And I think it did get a PlayStation 3 release as well. Not sure if it's available on the PC. But yeah, first impression, quite good. I like the voiceover, like from the main character. It felt a little bit like Max Payne-ish. And... first of all, like you do have like the companion dog. You can like control the dog and that way kill enemies or probably also distract them. But yeah, the dogs will kill like your enemies. But then, yeah, the fighting, it's mostly, you do have like close range, like melee combat. But I think a bigger part of the fighting is going to be with the shooting mechanics. So you do have like the general, like the cover hiding behind and then, you know, running towards an enemy. But what stood out to me and what was somewhat, yeah, that was maybe the biggest surprise. And I was, oh, this is kind of cool. So you do have the melee, you do have like the weapons, and in the beginning, and maybe this kind of evolves later on, and this changes but yeah, from the beginning, you do get like a weapon. Not a ton of ammo, so enemies didn't die that quickly, so it became more like, oh, I'm gonna shoot a couple of times and need to kill or fight against this enemy, and you can disarm an enemy and pick up their weapon, and then you can continue on like with the shooting. But it felt like it was trying to mix things up, like to spice it up, like do some shooting, do some melee, disarm an enemy, find a weapon, pick that weapon up again. Because there's a limited, yeah, you're limited with the ammo, so it didn't seem like there were like ammo pickups. You just pick up a weapon, and what stood out to me, and again, I'm not sure if that changes like later on, but you were kind of forced to change up the weapons that you use. First it's a handgun, then a shotgun, then kind of like a machine gun type of deal. So in quick progression, you're changing up the weapons, you're changing up the fighting, and that kind of felt awesome. It felt like, yeah, you were doing things and very actively involved with the fighting, more so than other times. Instead of like, okay, I got like 100 bullets and just I will keep shooting. But it kind of forced you out to run up to enemies as well, instead of just hiding behind the cover because the ammo is limited. So yeah, that was kind of cool. Graphical style also, yeah, quite decent. Not bad, also not mind-blowing, but still it had something. So yeah, very happy that I was able to find this one. Yeah, because the dead to rights, I see it more often above like 20 or 30, and I paid around like 12 including shipping for this one, and yeah, can't complain with that. I just was thinking, or with this game, I was not really considering finding this one anytime soon. So again, quite a bit of success after last week's Top Gun, Hardlock, and then this one. That is gonna do it. Those were the pickups for this week. I am not sure what is on the way currently, so I don't want to say what is kind of like the focus for next week's game pickup. I'm not expecting any Xbox 360 games. Probably some GameCube titles, or at least some Nintendo titles. That's for sure. High Nintendo concentration in the next game pickup video, but maybe more. I'm not. I don't know. You know what? You have to check out the next week's game pickup video if you want to know and find out. With that said, though, thanks everybody for subscribing to my channel in the last couple of weeks. Highly appreciate it, and also thank you for everybody that's liked my videos. Also very much appreciated. Have a nice day and see you all later. Bye.